and welcome to another episode of the Power of United Impact podcast. I'm Michelle Tucker, President and CEO here at United Way of Greater St. Louis, and we have a special guest with us today, Sal Martinez, who is the CEO over at Employment Connection, and I know that organization well.
Indeed.
Thank you for being here.
It's happy to be here. We love the United Way. Thank you for the ongoing support that you provide for our agency.
We appreciate the partnership. Before we get started and jump into our conversation, I want to remind people to follow us on YouTube or on Facebook or anywhere you catch your favorite podcast. So let's talk about Sal and then talk about the agency itself. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. It's kind of boring, actually, but born and raised in Los Angeles, California. Well, born and raised in Los Angeles, California. If I had $1 for every time somebody asked me, how are you born and raised in L.A. and moved to St. Louis, I'd be a billionaire. But I came here when I graduated from high school, enrolled at then Harris-Stowe State College, met the legendary Dr. Henry Givens Jr., and never went back to Los Angeles. Graduated from Harris-Stowe, was then hired to be the neighborhood services coordinator at the college, and then off I went into the world of community development that ended up, at least right now, as CEO of Employment Connection.
Oh, good. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know about your Harris-Stowe background.
Indeed. Enrolled in 1988 and figured I would stay for one semester. And 4+ years later, I was still a St. Louis resident and really fell in love with St. Louis. In addition to Dr. Givens, former Mayor Freeman Bosley Jr. was a huge mentor of mine, exposed me to a lot of things as a teenager that I had no idea what I was doing, but both of them were always very supportive and guided me to do what I can to make the community a better place.
Well, we are lucky to have you here in St. Louis. I want you to tell people more about Employment Connection.
Sure. So Employment Connection was founded in 1977. Our mission is to assist individuals with limited opportunities to self-sufficiency. So our end game is our clients being in a position to support themselves and their families without government assistance. We know how important that is, especially now. In 2025, one needs to be able to bet on themselves and their family members. Initially, our primary client base were individuals who we call justice involved, who have made a mistake or two. None of us are perfect in life, but some of us have to pay our debt to society. But over the years, we have expanded to really serve anybody that reaches out to us, that gives us a call, that stops by the office. We serve individuals aged 10 and up. And again, we don't turn anyone away because we know we can do something for everyone.
Thank you for sharing more about the agency, because I know that people tune in because they want to hear more about our safety net partners, and you all are definitely a strong one of our partners. And so you started in 1977
yes,
as an organization, and then in 1980 you became a United Way partner.
Thank God.
Well, share with others what that partnership meant to you and what it has meant to you as an organization.
Well, it really gave our organization credibility to be associated, endorsed, supported by the United Way of Greater St. Louis. There are a lot of nonprofits in the community doing wonderful things, but all of them don't necessarily have that stamp of approval. When you get that association, that recognized association with Employment Connection, that lets the community know that you are really about service. And that has also allowed us to attract other supporters, volunteers, etc. So it's really that credibility. United Way has also introduced us to so many volunteers, so many different community partners over the years. I just can't say enough about the appreciation that we have for this agency.
Well, we feel the same. You all partner with us on many programs, but there's one that stands out. It's called United for Families, and I would love for you to tell us more about Employment Connection and how you partner with us through United for Families, and give us more information and detail about that.
Sure. United for Families is truly kind of the epitome of what a safety net is all about. Most of our clients come through the door. We enroll them in our World of Work class, which is a 2-day pre-employment placement class. And as part of that, we really get to know them, what some of their barriers are, what some of their needs are. And a lot of times with a lot of public and foundational grants, there are significant restrictions on what you can do with those funds. And so UFF has allowed us in the past to perhaps pay for a client's car to be repaired or to pay their utilities to keep them from being evicted, et cetera. So it's really that program has allowed us to help many clients bridge that gap into self-sufficiency.
Good, because that's what we want to hear. And I know this year we introduced the asset program to United for Families. Tell us more about that.
So that's, unfortunately, at least at the front end, many of our clients are unbanked. They're saving money in a shoebox under the bed or what have you. And we know that in order to live the type of life that we should all live, at some point you need to have a bank account and be able to build credit, to be able to build equity to pass on to your family. So the asset program allows us to provide a financial empowerment training and support and matching dollars to help our clients move into that next field of, or that next step in their development.
Yeah, and I know the importance of the asset addition to United for Families. I'll tell you, I spent 20 years in banking, and I recall that, we've been working on this for a very long time as a community and trying to get the unbanked into the banking system, just so they avoid some of the fees that are out there, and then start to save in a way that is meaningful, where you can start to build assets and pass along generational wealth, that sort of thing. And Absolutely. So I appreciate what you're doing, and to help bring things to life, for people to crystallize what we're talking about. I'd love for you to maybe share a story or a specific example of a success story that can resonate with our listeners.
Sure. I have a few. There have been individuals that we have assisted that were unhoused. When they came in the door, we were able to provide them with supportive housing because of UFF and because of the asset program, and eventually through our support, through placing them in employment, through providing ongoing case management, some of those individuals have now become homeowners. Okay. And so really that's putting you on the pathway to self-sufficiency. That's about building your own wealth. That's, again, as you just mentioned, passing on wealth to your family members, et cetera. So that's what this program is all about. And those safety net dollars, those gap funds that the United Way makes available to organizations like ours, makes that journey possible.
Thanks for that. Let's talk about career services. You offer quite a few career services for job seekers across the St. Louis region and parts of Illinois.
That's right, St. Clair County.
Yeah, I'm from Illinois. I still live over in Illinois.
We love the state of Illinois.
Okay. So talk about the core services you offer to those across the region.
Sure. So again, our World of Work WOW class is kind of our entryway into the career services department. And really, it's about whatever our clients are interested in. We have relationships with employers from construction to hospitality to food service to healthcare, et cetera. It is truly an employee's market right now.
Okay.
More and more employers are becoming second chance friendly. They understand that people deserve an opportunity to make valuable contributions to the community, and as employers, they need good workers. Again, and justice-involved individuals are not the only individuals we serve. As I mentioned, we serve anybody. So it's really understanding what it is, what is their goals, what is their aspiration, perhaps what are their talents or experiences, and then guiding them to achieve that goal.
Yeah, you talked a lot about, this being an employee's market right now, but I know that many times there are barriers. Can you talk to us about some of the barriers and how you help people to overcome those barriers?
Sure. A lot of our clients, one of the initial barriers that they face is housing. Many of our clients, as I mentioned, are unhoused. When they walk in the door, it's hard to obtain and keep a job if you don't have a place to lay your head at night. And if you have children or other dependents, some of our clients are in a process where they're going through an eviction. And so we need to be there to help pay past due rent, past due utilities, et cetera. Some of our clients desire counseling assistance. We provide free mental behavioral counseling for our clients. Some clients need transportation assistance, clothing assistance. So we try to do whatever we can to pour into our clients based on what their needs are.
And what you're describing, I think about basic needs and wraparound supports, and probably you working very closely with other partners that are part of the United Way Safety Net network.
Absolutely.
So, one agency can never do everything alone. So you're touching on some things where, I hope it's bringing to mind for people, other opportunities for other partners to jump in and help.
Absolutely. No, we believe in partnerships. That's an ever expanding list. We definitely understand that we can't do everything. We definitely, again, try to pour as much as we can into our clients. But if we need to make a referral based on services that they need that we don't provide, we're certainly happy to make that referral, and then provide ongoing case management to make sure that the service that they needed was received. And we don't cut the umbilical cord, so to speak.
That's
important.
important.
To make sure that they're doing okay, and because that's why we exist. If there were no clients for us to assist, we wouldn't be in business.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the work that you're doing, and I want to change the focus just a little bit, because I want to talk specifically about young people, our youth. And I know that United Way has a special focus on youth across the region. In fact, we focus on about 400,000. And so when we talk about helping over 1 million people annually, 400,000 are young people. Talk about why it's so important to reach our young people and position them for success.
Sure. So we operate 2 youth-focused programs right now. One, the acronym is DOCCY, Dutchtown Opportunity Coalition for Youth. This focuses on high-risk and at-risk youth between 10 to 17 that live in South City neighborhoods and unfortunately suffer a high degree of violence. And so we're there to provide an intervention for those young people, to step in between them and their lived experiences every day. We redirect them to positive opportunities. We provide case management, et cetera, to them, job placement if they're old enough. And so we're just there to lend a helping hand. We've hired staff that have credibility in the community, that live in those communities. We have another program called WIOA, Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. This is for 14 to 24-year-olds who are either in school or out of school. It is very similar to the career services that we offer for adults, but it's tailored towards young people.
Yes.
And it's, again, bringing them in, building credible, lasting relationships with these young people, working with their parents or their guardians, and putting them on the pathway to success. Again, we're not here to judge. I was 14 a long time ago. I remember my parents telling me how much trouble I gave them. And so we're here to lend a helping hand to expose these young people to positive things, opportunities, to let them know that there's a place for them to do something productive in society.
I'm glad you said all of that. As I think about young people, I always talk about our accountability as adults and looking at the next generation behind us and the next, and we are accountable. We need to make sure we're supporting and not judging so fast, right?
That's
I always use the same example you did. We were all young at one point, and we were challenging things too.
Absolutely.
But it takes a village to get this right, and so you are definitely a part of that village. Appreciate you. The last thing I want to talk about is the role of volunteers at your agency, and I say that because I know that we've brought a few groups over there, and I know you get more volunteers than just United Way volunteers, but
United Way volunteers are the best volunteers, so I got to say
well, I have personally come by there to help.
Yes,
and I've appreciated your team, your leadership, and all of the opportunities you offer us to get involved and to make a difference. And I know most recently we've been working on the boutique, if you will.
Yes.
You call it a boutique?
Yes, the clothing closet.
The clothing
but
closet.
maybe we'll rename it the boutique. I like that. That's fancier.
Clothing closet. We've been working to get donations in there and then organize things. And there's always this before and after. And I'm always feeling so proud about what we were able to accomplish and what we are able to enable clients to access. And so what role do volunteers, what are some of the other roles volunteers play?
Yeah, so besides the clothing closet, we have a client market where we distribute household goods, laundry detergent, dishwashing liquid, sanitary supplies, etc. All of those items are distributed to our clients daily. And so we're always looking for donations of materials that we can distribute. And then, of course, once the clients come in and out of the client market, it gets a bit messy. And so we need to put it back in place. We also always have administrative needs, moving documents around, shredding old agency documents. We have landscaping needs. We have a pretty significant green space, which is located across the street from where the Brickline Greenway is being developed. And so folks that have a green thumb or like to be outside, and we certainly have opportunities there. We also need volunteers to help conduct mock interviews for our clients. That's part of our World of Work class. We like to bring in HR professionals or just individuals who want to sit down and help replicate what a real interview would look like. We take those interviews, we show them to the clients, and they get an opportunity to do them again. We analyze what they did well, what they need to improve upon. So there are a number of things that an individual can do if they're interested in volunteering with us.
And you all do so well at keeping our volunteer site updated to reflect those opportunities. It's at stlvolunteer.org if anyone wants to check it out, because I want them to get out there and lend a helping hand to you and your efforts, because you all are still doing really amazing things. So I could talk to you all day. You know this.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, but I think we have to wrap things at that. And I want to thank people for tuning in again to hear more about Sal and these incredible things that he's doing through Employment Connection for our community and helping people. I will just end by saying follow us as you continue to learn more about what our safety net partners are out there doing. Connect closer to United Way. Follow us on social. And thank you again for tuning in.